Hey everybody, it's Tara Green here. I'm Agent 129 of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and please come on and see and tell me if you can see me live. I'm kind of looking at my screen here, and also I've got my phone here so I can see if you can see me. So you tell me if you can see me now. I'm going to wait a few minutes until people come on. I was waiting for this to go on automatically, and I always kind of jump the gun. I'm very fiery. I'm a Sagittarius. Just had my birthday yesterday. I've been doing this for 10 years, working as an agent of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Hi, please come on and say hi. Let me know also where you are from. I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to come on. So just to introduce myself, hi Louise, where are you from? I can see the comments now. Hi John. I think these are people that always come on and come and watch the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Okay, that's great. Thank you for the birthday wishes. That's very nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So happy birthday to all the Sagittarians out there. And so I am Agent 129. I'm Tara Green up here in Toronto, Canada. Some from Sedona. Hi, Jane from Sedona. Yeah, and I intend to get back to Sedona. I was just talking to my friends from there today. Hi from Florida. How's the weather where you are? It just got to be the first cold day here yesterday, and they've had a lot of snow up north, about 3 feet of snow, not here in Toronto. But anyway, it is the end of November. Can we believe it's going to be December like tomorrow, or it already is if you're east of here? Hard to believe the whole year is gone by already, right? I think everybody's kind of in shock. There's been a lot of course, Black Friday sales going on and stuff like that. But I think what with the last few weeks or so, I think people are still kind of in shock. So again, I'm going to wait a few more minutes until more people come on. And yeah, just let me know where you are. So if you haven't been here before, because I put out lives on TikToks and Instagram, and I'm on X for people to come and join me here. If you haven't been here before, I'll explain the format. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read. Hi, everybody who's coming on here now. I'm going to read all the notes, all the major aspects of the planets for December. I've got my notes here. I do quite a bit of homework before I do this. So to let you know of all the astrology aspects, and then I'm going to use my tarot cards here. I mainly use from Brunei. Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Welcome. Waiting on January the 20th for sure. Okay. Going to use my tarot deck. This is the Thoth Tarot. This is my go-to main deck that I've used for 33 years. I'm going to use that one. And then I'm going to use this extra deck because I like to bring a little helper in. This is called the Tarot of Metamorphosis, kind of a rather strange, not that well-known deck made in Italy. So that's a little helper card. So after I go through all of the astrology aspects, I'm going to pull tarot cards for you for your sun, your moon, your rising, whatever planets you want to attribute those with. You can use those too. Okay. So let's get started. So December, there is a new moon tonight. If you're in Pacific Standard Time, it's at 11:21 p.m. It is tomorrow, December the 1st, at 9 degrees plus Sagittarius at 1:21 a.m. EST and 6:21 a.m. GMT. Now, Cosmic Intelligence Agency is sourced in Melbourne, Australia. So, of course, they're on the other side of the world. So 9 degrees of Sagittarius is important because it's conjunct a fixed star, Antares, which means rival of Mars. That is one of the most powerful of the four royal stars, they call them, which mark the four archangels in the sky. So when planets intersect with these stars, or if you're born around those dates, you are connected to those angels and to those fixed stars. So it's the Archangel Uriel. People don't talk about him so much, but anyway, it's a very powerful star, Antares. There's going to be 2 new moons this month. 2 full moons is called a blue moon. 2 new moons is like 2 dark moons a month. So if you're born on a new moon, you get 2 double moons this month. I was born on a new moon. I'm going to just go through a little overview of the major aspects, and then I'm going to go into the details. People are commenting right on their south node. Okay, great. It's a let go time then. So Mars, one of the biggest things this month in December is Mars turning retrograde at 6 degrees, 10 minutes Leo until February 23rd. So Mars turns retrograde every 2 years. That's when it's closest. So we will see it look larger in the sky. If you're a follower of Elon Musk and his plans to go to Mars, they have to wait another 2 years until Mars is retrograde again to gain all of that mileage, because Mars will be actually physically closer. Neptune stations direct this month. Venus enters Aquarius. There's a full moon on December 15th at 23 degrees of Gemini. It's a winter solstice here. The Capricorn season begins. It is summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, of course. And so that's a big major celebration, one of the major quarters of the year to go into the winter season. On December 28th, Chiron will also station direct. And yeah, okay, so let's get down to it again. December the 1st, Mercury trines Chiron. That's at 10:16 p.m. PST, 1:16 a.m. EST, 6:16 a.m. GMT. So when any planets connect with Chiron, the wounded shamanic healer, it brings the ability to do some really deep healing. So Mercury, of course, is retrograde in Sagittarius, so you can go back and really get in touch with some old wounds, some old defenses, some things that you really want to bring up to the surface. And the word that's coming to me is scourge, which is an old-fashioned word. All right, also on the 1st, Venus trines Uranus. So that's a big, crazy, wild dating, love life, stock market, crypto energy there at 24 degrees, 6:43 a.m. PST, 9:43 a.m. EST, 12:43 p.m. GMT. Now, if you have any planets at this degree, if you really know your chart a little bit more, then you will recognize those degrees, right? All right, on the 4th, Mercury retrograde opposes Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. Now, both of these planets, very interesting, are in mutual reception because Mercury rules Gemini, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So that's called mutual reception. So they're, hey, come to my house and we'll have a party kind of hosting energy, but they're both weak. So when planets are in the opposite signs to the one they rule, they're considered to be in detriment. So this is a detrimental mutual reception, but they're probably trying to make the most of it, knowing Mercury and Jupiter and Gemini and Sag. So that happens at 2:16 a.m. PST, 5:16 a.m. EST, 10:16 a.m. GMT. That's at 16 degrees. Also on the 4th, very busy day here. Sun squares Saturn. So whenever the Sun and Saturn square off, it's a major aspect, 12 degrees of Pisces. So again, if you have any planets at 12 degrees of the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, you're going to feel that more. So that's at 8:18 a.m. PST, 11:18 a.m. EST, 4:18 p.m. GMT. Thank you for following for 5 years. That's great. Okay. Venus sextiles Neptune, also on the 4th at 27 degrees, which is squaring the galactic center, by the way. Sextile is a nice, easy, positive aspect. So Sagittarius, Pisces are always in this nice supportive energy. That's why Sagittarius is quite a mystical sign as well. That's at 10:52 a.m. PST. Where am I? Reading my notes here. Okay, 1:52 a.m. EST, 6:52 p.m. GMT. I am the cosmic weatherman, right? Okay, where are we now? December the 5th, Mercury conjuncts the sun. So this is what's called a Mercury cazimi, when any planets sit in the heart of the sun. It's going to be very tight, right in the center of the sun there. They get a blessing. They get a golden blessing. So again, Mercury retrograde conjunct the sun in Sagittarius, 15 degrees of Sag. So right in the middle degrees of Sagittarius, very powerful, and on something called the Great Attractor. The Great Attractor is at 14 degrees, so this aspect is, the cazimi is actually on the 5th, 6:18 p.m. PST, 9:18 p.m. EST, but on the 6th, it's at 2:18 a.m. GMT. On the 6th, the cazimi is at 14 degrees Sagittarius, which is the Great Attractor, a very powerful space anomaly that the scientists don't even know what it is, but it's so powerful it bends time and it gives you the ability to see what's ahead. So it would be a great day, the 5th or the 6th, to really tune into, get your cosmic antennas out there and to see ahead into the future. I'm going to be doing that. Okay, it's good for potions and things, writing, rewriting, editing, stuff like that too. On the 6th, Mars goes retrograde again, 6 degrees, 10 minutes of Leo. At 3:33 p.m. PST, sorry, 3:33 p.m. PST, yeah, 6:33 p.m. EST, 11:33 p.m. GMT. That's a biggie, and Mars will be retrograde until February 23rd. So we enter 25. I'm calling this a breech birth, kind of ass backwards. So the energy is not moving forward. So everything, Leo rules the heart, the will, the courage, the daring, retracting, resting, renewing, reinventing, everything that starts with RE. It's good medicine. The symbol for retrograde, capital R, little x, is the same as a prescription. So Mercury, the messenger, is giving you this prescription to rest, to renew, to give your heart a break, not to have your heart broken, but to give your heart a break. Isn't that a song? I think that was a Demi Lovato song or something. Anyway, so that's retrograde until the 23rd, but it's going to take until May the 1st or the 2nd until Mars actually bypasses that 6 degrees Leo point. So that's a long time. Yeah, Cazimion, the great attractor. Yes. So you want to use that to really attract, like a tractor beam, like Star Wars. You want to attract what you want on that date. Okay. And if you have any planets at 12, 13, 14, pretty tight degrees there, you're connected to that. Okay. On the 6th, Mercury squares Saturn. Again, more of this squaring aspect, energy of push, 5:53 p.m. PST, 8:53 p.m. EST. It's on December 7th at 1:53 a.m. GMT. Again, good to do a lot of writing, editing, focusing, Saturn and Pisces, setting up some good, healthy boundaries. That's Saturn and Pisces message. Venus enters Aquarius on the 6th, so that's going to shift the energy from Venus in her earthy, grounded Capricorn, all business, love is business is money is love energy. She enters Aquarius, where she's going to be more detached, and of course, you know who she's going to meet up with. 10:13 p.m. PST until January the 2nd, 2025. We got to get used to saying 2025, right? So that's at 1:13 on the 7th a.m. EST, 6:14 a.m. GMT. Okay, and then Venus promptly conjuncts Pluto. That's a pretty sexy, heavy, airy Aquarius. You want to get a sense of give the love to Aquarius, to Pluto on that day. I would definitely do some offerings to Pluto on that day. 0 Aquarius, of course, 6:08 a.m. PST, 9:08 a.m. EST, 2:08 p.m. GMT. So again, Venus, Pluto, that's money. That's big wealth. It'd be a good day to invest some money in anything high tech. Crypto probably might hit that $100,000 at that point. All right. On the 7th also, the Sun opposes Jupiter retrograde, 16 plus degrees. That is Gemini Sag, 12:58 p.m. PST, 3:58 p.m. EST, 8:58 p.m. GMT. That's one of the best days. I mean, even though it's an opposition, it's Jupiter, and Jupiter, even retrograde, still gives pretty good benefits, right? And it's the Sun, and Sagittarius, very optimistic. So good for sporting events, good for history, traveling, although you still have to be careful because Mercury is retrograde, right? All right. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving in the States as well. On the 7th, Neptune turns direct, again, 27 degrees, 08 minutes of Pisces, squaring that galactic center at 27 Sag. Good to tune into those cosmic energies on that day. That's at 3:43 p.m. PST, 6:43 p.m. EST, 11:43 p.m. GMT. So your dreams that you've been incubating get to move ahead now. I hope you've been paying attention to your dreams very carefully. Keep paying attention, especially while Neptune is still in Pisces, because it's going to move out, beginning to move out in 2025, moving out Pisces in 2026. It's been backwards, Neptune, since July the 2nd. That's a long time ago. On the December the 10th, the Sun trines Chiron at 19 plus degrees, at 9:49 a.m. PST, 12:49 p.m. EST, 5:49 p.m. GMT. That was the degree of the April 8th solar eclipse, 19 degrees Aries. So, again, old wounds that have been sort of festering that you've still been working on since April the 8th. This is a good time to maybe see some results. The Sun is positive energy, optimism, finally, after you've gone through all this wounds and healing and whatnot, to still be positive. Keep the faith. On the 12th, Venus opposes Mars. So this is a battle of the sexes there. Mars retrograde in Leo. So again, yes, it sounds like trite, but yes, old lovers will resurface, or you will remember them, or you're going to be sentimental about them. 6 degrees Leo Aquarius, 2:46 a.m. PST, 5:46 a.m. EST, 10:46 a.m. GMT, or you can reflect on them in a new way, or you might feel heartache returning again, or there may be some old heart issues. And really, it's very important to pay attention to your heart, especially Leos. Because if you aren't living totally from your heart, Leos, you will and you can have heart issues. And a lot of people have been having heart issues, but that's an old advice I've always given people. Mercury retrograde sextiles Venus in Aquarius at 6 degrees at 11:45 p.m. PST, and on the 12th, at 2:45 a.m. EST, 7:45 a.m. GMT. On the 15th, it's a Gemini full moon at 23 degrees, 53 minutes at 1:02 a.m. PST, 4:02 a.m. EST, 9:02 a.m. GMT. I know it's a lot of numbers. On the 15th, also, the sun is in conjunct Uranus and Taurus. So that's the sun and any planets in conjunct means they're not seeing each other. So that Uranus and Taurus can be like a big shocking energy, something in your blind spot. It's like somebody pulling out when you're driving, it's kind of sideswiping you, that kind of energy. Again, some kind of eye-opening, maybe mind-boggling energy in terms of the stock market or hacking. That's Uranus and Taurus, money markets going wacky. 6:44 a.m. PST, 9:44 a.m. EST, 11:44 a.m. GMT. So kind of watch it if you have money invested in the market, real estate market, things like that. December the 15th, Mercury stations direct. Finally, it's been a havoc during travel season. I can't talk all of a sudden. At 6 degrees 28 Sag, right on my sun actually. At 12:56 p.m. PST, sorry, 3:56 p.m. EST, 8:56 p.m. GMT. So it's Mercury stations direct. You're going to find things beginning to move forward. They have a postal strike going on here in Canada that might be resolved at that point. And again, it takes time for Mercury to bypass its retrograde station, which was, I believe, 22 degrees of Sag. On the 18th, the Sun squares Neptune. So that can bring a big light onto your dreams or shine a spotlight on your dreams. At, again, 27 degrees. The sun is on the galactic center every year on December the 18th. Again, it's a very cosmic day. 6:29 a.m. PST, 9:29 a.m. EST, 2:29 p.m. GMT. Also, it could be very smoky, foggy, that kind of energy. On the 19th, Venus trines Jupiter, even though Jupiter's retrograde at 14 degrees again, having to do with that great attractor. Also another very good day. 6:11 p.m. PST, 9:11 p.m. EST, 2:11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Very positive energy, very galactic. Like we really want to tune in to ask those aliens to intervene here, the good positive ones, right? Winter solstice, summer solstice down under. Sun enters Capricorn. 1:21 a.m. PST, 4:21 a.m. EST, 9:21 a.m. GMT. I'm going to be on Cosmic Intelligence Agency with Yulia and Kathy Rose, I believe, and Cassandra, and we're going to be talking about the winter solstice actually, because that's the beginning of the next quarter. So you got to stay tuned to that. On the 24th, Jupiter squares Saturn again, that 14 degrees. Pisces, Gemini, Sag. Virgo's involved there too. So all of the mutable signs highlighted at that sort of middle degree, 1:59 p.m. PST, 4:59 p.m. EST, 9:59 p.m. GMT. And the sun quincunxes Mars on December the 24th at 3+ degrees of Leo, retrograde, 9 p.m. PST, 12 a.m. EST the next day, Christmas, and 5 a.m. GMT on December the 25th. So that could be rage, kind of, old anger coming up, but also could be big-hearted generosity. You might get some expected wonderful gift from someone. On the 26th, Mercury and Sag squares Saturn. Again, that 14th degree is highlighted, 11:29 p.m. PST on the next day, the 27th, 2:29 a.m. EST, 7:29 a.m. GMT. Again, lots of this square energy is pushing us to think deeper, to go harder. It's a good thing. It's stressful, but it's good. On the 27th, Venus squares Uranus at 23 plus Taurus at 11:42 p.m. PST. On the 28th at 1:42 a.m. EST, 6:42 a.m. GMT. Again, Venus square Uranus. This is money, crypto markets, unexpected gains, losses. Anything can happen when you're dealing with Uranus. Again, hacking. Beware of hacking. Back up your computers there. Very important to do that. On the 28th, Chiron turns direct at 19 degrees Aries. at 1:13 p.m. PST, 4:13 p.m. EST, 9:13 p.m. GMT. And Chiron's been retrograde for a long time. And again, this is highlighting the energy from that eclipse on April the 8th. On the 30th, there's a new moon at 9 degrees of Capricorn. That number 9 keeps coming up. 2:27 p.m. PST, 5:27 p.m. EST, 10:27 p.m. GMT. So the new moon, that's always the time to set new intentions. We're on a new moon tonight. Set new intentions. Again, the new moon as you're leaving the year would be good to kind of wrap it up in a way before you're making some new intentions. I know that sounds ironic, but we have two new moons this month. Mercury trines Chiron at 19 degrees at 11:41 p.m. PST, and December 31st at 2:41 a.m. EST, 7:41 a.m. GMT. That's one of the major signatures at the last day of the year on New Year. So Mercury trine Chiron can be a big positive energy wrapping up because Mercury is direct. 19 Sag in the fire signs, also Aries is involved there. A celebration, of the healing work that you've done for the last year. So it's Happy New Year then, December 31st. We're going into 225 under a Capricorn moon. So it's a kind of sobering, practical moon with Mars retrograde. So don't expect things to move ahead. We're retracting, retracing, going back. Uranus and Jupiter also retrograde. Okay, now 2025, of course, just a little bit of a preamble here about 2025. You know that it's the year of, I'm calling it the big shift or the big switch up as the outer planets. Pluto led the pack here, going into Aquarius for 20 years. Neptune will enter Aries on March the 30th, and then Saturn, Uranus is also going to enter Gemini and be in a positive aspect to Pluto, and Jupiter will enter Cancer in the summer. So lots of major change. I looked it up. I don't think those three planets have moved together since the Renaissance, and before that, I believe in the 1700s. So it's a pretty rare, very auspicious thing. So, okay, so now we're going to get down to the tarot cards if you've hung in this long. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smudge the cards and smudge you all virtually here. Got to clear the air. We're going to do some sacred work here. The astrology is sacred too, of course. So I'm going to get my tarot deck ready here. And so what I do is I've got my special crystal. This is a Herkimer diamond. You want a January 20th prediction? All right. Okay. For the US election. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So I'm going to focus in on Aries. Okay. So if you're in Aries rising, sun, moon, nodes, any planets in Aries, you can use this card to guide you. Okay. So what does Aries need to leave 2025 with? Okay. So Aries. Wow. Okay. Now I do put a few minor cards in here. You get the wishing card. So this is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, the wishing card, the 9 of Cups. I get to be your fairy godmother and give you 9 wishes, Aries. So this is a very big blessing. I always love it when this card comes up. But be careful what you wish for, okay? Because, the universe will always send you exactly what you ask for. So be very discerning, be very careful, Aries. I know you tend to jump in. You tend to be very headstrong, rambunctious. That word was made to describe Aries, literally. But, you want to also, the card is also about not manifesting just Lamborghinis and stuff for yourself, even though Aries have that reputation for being, it's all about me. This is about giving. This is about keeping the flow of positive energy. This is Jupiter and Pisces exalted in this card here. So you want to give. The more you give, the more you get back. That the Buddhists call that wise selfishness. Okay. So then Aries, let's give you a companion card. Okay. Yes, the wishing card. So I wish I could see how many Aries are there out there. Raise your hands. All right. So then let's see what else you get here. You get the Fool. So in this deck here, the number 0, the Fool. So again, be careful about your wishes. This sounds like a fairy tale in the making. The Fool gets 9 wishes, and then, you get to write that story. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, the Fool. Fool is the symbol of enlightenment. The Fool doesn't worry about the past, doesn't worry about the future, just lives fully in the moment, right? So be a fool and just keep giving unconditionally. That's Pisces. All right, so Taurus, let's see what you've got. Taurus, you get the Hangman here, the number 12. Now, If you're familiar with the symbols of the tarot, you might know what this card is all about. It's one of the few that symbolizes a Viking myth, whereas the others are based on Egyptian, it's based on Jewish Kabbalic mysticism and Christian mysticism, but basically on the Kabbalah. So this card here, the number 12, is one of the three what they call maternal letters in the Hebrew alphabet. It's one of a special card. And it is the myth of Odin. If you're into Thor, this is Odin's father, who is like the planet Jupiter, by the way, who hung himself voluntarily from the world tree, okay, or the tree of life, to gain new knowledge. So instead of thinking upright consciousness, which is very kind of masculine, patriarchal, he inverts it. He turns his consciousness to the earth mother, to the what they call chthonic, ancient, pagan wisdom through the earth. So inverting that upright consciousness, flipping it over, like being in the reverse world, the mirror world, the upside down world. And that's how he actually channeled the runic alphabet, which they're actually, the Vikings are bringing back into their, going back into their pagan roots. So the hangman has to do with letting go and allowing. It's about giving it up to God. It's about not controlling, Taurus. It's about just trusting. It's about having faith. I mean, these three major cards are traditionally not related to the outer planets, but this one is definitely Neptune. It's like the sacrificial victim, the martyr. That's Christianity. That's Christ's symbol, right? Okay, so let it go. It could also be turning your addictions upside down, your dreams upside down, seeing things from a totally other perspective, which is very compassionate. That's very Christian, seeing yourself in somebody else's shoes. Okay, so that's Taurus. All right, the hangman. Don't get hung up. All right, you can be very stubborn, of course. All right, so Taurus, let's see what you got here. You get the number 8. In this deck, number 8 is justice. Okay, so again, balance, equilibrium. You might be involved in a legal issue that might get overturned if it relates to the hangman in a way, or you could get hung up in a justice issue or get hung up on some kind of political or opposition. You need to have some balance here. Okay, all right. So let's get on to Gemini. Okay, so Geminis, it is your year until Jupiter enters Cancer next year on July the 9th. So Geminis, you get the Aeon. Okay, this is another one of those. The Fool is also one of those 3 major arcana or trump cards. That's traditionally what they're called. So the number 20 here is traditionally Judgment Day. Okay, this has nothing to do with the Book of Revelations. This is about a rebirth, Gemini. So while Jupiter's retrograde, you need to let go of the old habits that have been not getting you anywhere. The old parts of you need to be sacrificed. It is about stop being judgmental about so many things. Geminis can't be judgmental, even though they're mutable signs. And to allow a rebirth into your life. It's really about letting go. It's like the old self dies and a new self is born. So the more we resist, the more this persists. So for Gemini, the Aeon, okay, letting go and allowing these new births to come through. Now that card, some people do relate to Pluto, although I don't do it that way. But anyway, okay, you get the card of the Sun here, Gemini. This is the highest energy card in the deck. It's kind of a cute little card. I don't know if you can see it there. So the Sun, the most positive energy card in the deck, celebration. So if it's in sequence here, it would be like the more you allow things to let go. The card of the Aeon can also indicate a kind of a guardian angel in your life, but definitely a freedom card. And the more that you let yourself be free of any past judgments, the better. And then the sun will shine on you, Okay. So I'm getting a message here saying it's too low. You can see me okay and you can hear me okay? All right. So Cancer. Okay, so Cancers, let's see what Cancers get right now. What do the Cancers need? Cancer gets the Tower. Okay. So the Tower card here, the number 16, is like the big shock, the big awakening. It's like getting hit with the lightning bolt. It is literally what happened on 9/11. The US was literally integrating this archetype. So things always have to be torn down. You have to tear down the old to build the new. So this is where Cancers have to let go. So maybe, you're seeing things in a brand new light. You're moving, you're literally renovating, you're working on yourself. The old structure will not hold. Now, again, as we're going into Aquarius here, this is true for everybody. and Aquarius and Cancer are in conjunct each other. So again, what you're not willing to let go of will get torn down, okay? And it'll make way. You know, it's like a big steamroller in a way. That's Pluto, okay? So it's not a bad thing, but it can feel chaotic. And resistance just makes it worse. All right, so Cancer. Let's see what else you get here. Lots of Leos here. Again, you get number 20. Now, this is that same card here. The Judgment card looks very different in this deck. Super different interpretation. A rebirth. So it's good. So as things are being torn down, there's a new self being reborn. It can also literally mean a child, actually. The number 20 can mean a child coming into your life, a new relationship, a new job, new everything. When you let go of how it's supposed to appear, when you work magically, you can ask for things, but you kind of have to let the universe take care of it too. All right. So now we're into Leo, the sign that you've all been waiting for. Okay, Leo, you get the Lovers. Now the Lovers, the number 6, is one of the best cards in the tarot. Of course, everybody likes to see the Lovers. It is Gemini, which perplexed me totally when I first started to study the tarot, because I thought, why is the Lovers Gemini? But it is about the attraction of the complementary opposites. We have to have these polarities. They work together. It's magnetism. Everything is based on these energies in our universe. So Leo, Lovers. So it is about loving yourself unconditionally. So maybe as Mars is retrograde in Leo, you need to learn to love yourself unconditionally and rebalance the inner archetypes of the masculine and the feminine. I know there's all the gender stuff these days, but these are archetypal energies, yin, yang, day, night, okay, all of that. So it can be also love coming into your life, okay? Could be an old love, could be a new one even, but there may be this letting go that has to happen with Mars in Leo, okay? And it's also about you not being the boss and getting you ready to deal with Aquarius energy very much so. You have to share the power, okay? So you're not all alone. You're not just at the top of the hierarchy. Pluto in Aquarius is all about balancing power, working together. This is the Lovers. This is teamwork. Okay. So let's see, Leo, what else have you got here? I'm going to give you some helping card here. Okay, you get the number 21 here, which is the World card. Okay, the world or the universe indicates going right through the sequence of the tarot. There are 21 major arcana in the tarot to the end. So the tarot depicts the soul's journey from the Fool to the number 21, the universe, and then it turns it into 22. The Fool turns into 22, and the cycle just keeps going infinitely. So the Lovers card, so Leo, by learning to love yourself and marry yourself, but not in an ego way, you get to command your world, okay? This is really, it's Saturn energy, the universe, the world. This is after you've gone through your big spiritual journey and your ego's been destroyed and you lose hope. You go through the dark night of the soul, then the light comes back. Then you have to come down off that high, off your ayahuasca high or whatever it was, whatever your epiphany was, and come back down to earth and, you know, pay your taxes and do your laundry and do all the ordinary stuff. That's what it's about, the maintenance. All right, so the world. So this is maturity and strength and power to act in the world as well. So Mars and Leo people, trust that this retrograde is here to help you to be in the world in a much better way. All right, so Virgo. Let's see what Virgo's got here. So Virgo, you get the Magician. Okay. So we know, of course, when Mercury is retrograde, it affects Gemini and Virgo much more strongly because it's your ruling planet. And this is the symbol of Mercury, the Magician in the tarot, the number 1 symbol. And so Virgo, you know, see this retrograde as a preparation for starting a whole new cycle, okay, a whole new philosophy. It's Sagittarius. Could be a big journey, education, higher education, going to school, writing a paper, a new paper, applying for universities, but wait till Mercury is direct. Moving, traveling, new inspiration. You know, the Magician is always full of great ideas, juggling all kinds of new ideas here. So let yourself be inspired anew. You know, it's like, let the retrograde kind of clear your table and just approach this in a new way. Okay. All right, so juggling lots of ideas while Mercury is retrograde. It's a good time to go back and review things and edit while Mercury's retrograde. Okay, so you get the number 13. It's a very interesting card of death here in this card. So again, rebirth. Death is not to be afraid of. If you face your own death, you get to live more fully in the moment. So this magical ability to kind of not be attached in a way, to be in the world but not of the world. The death card is very powerful. It gives you the ability to be fearless, actually. So don't be afraid of going maybe places you haven't gone before, or taboo places, or in dark places, or to research or to investigate something that's fascinating you as well, because Virgos like to do that kind of thing. It can also mean your mental health. Virgo, Pisces are opposite each other. Maybe your mental health. There could be almost literally somebody passing away around you that you may have to be responsible for or to arrange. But the death card is positive. I take it as a positive psychological card. It's finance, it's money. It could be a new way of you making money by establishing internet businesses, supplemental sources of income. Okay, and inheritance. Death card can be inheritances as well. So it could be your ancestors, not literally a physical death necessarily. Okay, so Libra. Oops. Okay, sorry, that was a minor card there. It shouldn't have been there. Okay, Libra, you get the devil. All right, so this is Capricorn energy. We're going into Capricorn season. What is your biggest fear? The devil is seduction. Are you being seduced by somebody right now that's going to take you off your path? Is there something that's too good to be true? Is somebody trying to offer you a deal that maybe is tempting you, but maybe ultimately not be the best thing for you? Or it could be somebody who's got, other motivations. It's the devil. They're trying to seduce you. Don't sell your soul to the devil, Libra. Be strong and to laugh at the devil, because he's ultimately not real. Okay, so that's Libra. Okay, and you could be flirting with the dark side. Maybe you like to live dangerously. Okay, so it's also your career. It's Capricorn. So for Libra, it could be looking at your career. What is your long-term goals here? Again, all the air signs are going to be positively aspected in general by Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years by trine. You got to work a trine though, and this is about doing the hard work. Capricorn, you can't escape it. You have to put in the hard work, but it is Saturn. Saturn will reward you. Okay, so Libra, let's see what your companion helper is here. Okay, you get number 17, the stars. This is the sign of Aquarius. This is just what I was talking about. The star card, the number 17, is the star of hope traditionally, and the 11th sign is related to the 11th house, which is wishes, hopes, and dreams, affiliations, networking. So Libra, you need to be more conscious of your affiliations. You want to ask how you can be a divine channel to bring in higher consciousness. That's the higher aspect of Aquarius. So everything's new, out with the old. Saturn's the old devil, very literally, a great book by Liz Green. Out with the old devil, in with a new higher consciousness awareness. You could have aliens contact you, very literally. This is just a sense of freeing yourself up, being more free in relationships. Aquarius is independent. I mean, they work with affiliates and networking, but it's being detached emotionally. So it's not being needy. It's a cooler head, let's put it that way. All right. Okay. So Scorpio. Now, of course, as Mars goes retrograde in Leo, it will square all the fixed signs. So that's, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. People forget, I think, that Aquarius is a fixed sign. All right, so Scorpio, you get the number 7 here, the Chariot. So this is about taking care of your home, making sure that you're feeling emotionally in the driver's seat. The number 7 has to do with the laws of cycles of time, the 7 traditional planets, the 7 chakras, the 7 notes of the rainbow, the 7 musical notes. The number 7 is very powerful and mystically. So Scorpio, so assess while Mars is retrograde, it is also your ruling planet, which people aren't talking about that much, where your heart is, where your home is, your connections to your family, because this is Cancerian energy. So this is family issues. So you may be retreating from family to until you feel more centered. This is a card of centering yourself and also watching divine timing you know, the number 7. So also if you get very, you know, Scorpio is very moody anyway. When you get into the down part of the wave of the trough, just remember it's just you have to get down to go up, you know. So it's also fertile. It's the moon, Cancer, birthing, nurturing yourself, nurturing the inner child. All of these things can come into effect. Okay, so Scorpio. Let's see what Scorpio needs. Also, that can have to do with your mother, other women in your family, things of that nature. All right, you get the number 12, the Hangman. So again, these are both very watery, emotional. Hangman is, again, like Pisces energy, letting go. So maybe as you get yourself more in the driver's seat, Scorpio, if you're doing the inner healing work, well, Chiron's been in Aries, which is related to Scorpio too. This is where you have to let go of a lot of family ties. I mean, I think this is happening a lot because people are feeling that they're in different camps because of political views and whatnot. And it can be just, you know, detaching yourself, letting go, seeing things from a different perspective, you know. I mean, in general, Aquarius for everybody is about seeing things in a new way. All right. Don't get hung up on old patterns. Okay, that's always a challenge. You're always going to be tempted again and tested whenever you make a change. You're trying to put in new boundaries with people. All right, so Sagittarius. Okay, this was the card that came up, the minor card. It's the Sagittarius card there. All right, you get the Sagittarius card. Okay, so this card here, in this deck, it's called Art. In most decks, it's called Temperance. Okay, you can see it says Trumps on the bottom there. I thought it said Triumph, actually, which is kind of funny. So Sagittarius, Triumph again. Okay, you're the alchemist. You get, you know, you should read that little book by Paulo Coelho. It's a great little book. You get to turn lead into gold. So this is the card of the higher octave of the lovers in a way. This is about the soulmate, so it can indicate a new person coming into your life, especially with Mars retrograde in Leo, a new somebody from the past that your heart was really connected to could happen. It can be new teaching, new publishing, new traveling, new adventures, all of those Sagittarian things, a new pet, a new relationship, a new inner relationship, the alchemical turning of lead, which is Saturn, into gold, which is the sun. So it's unburdening your heart, Sagittarius. You know, Sagittarians can get down to marriage. You know, the most famous, I hate to say her name, she's not Voldemort, but, you know, Taylor Swift there, the most famous Sagittarian in the planet right now, probably will get married. That's a kind of thing that just popped into my head there. But again, this is a very beautiful card here. The inner marriage of the inner oppositions within ourselves. So when we heal the war within ourselves, there won't be any more war on the outside. All right, so Sagittarius, let's see what you got too here. You get the number 15 here, which is the devil. So again, be careful of temptation, you know, whatever your temptation is. For Sagittarius, I think we tend to get, speaking from personal experience here, being a double Sag my whole life with Mercury and Sag, it's tempted to try and do everything at once and being a dilettante and not being able to finish anything. Or promising more than you can deliver. If Yulia's out there, she's going to laugh. That's a Sagittarian trait because you're just too inspired to get too fired up about everything. You think you can be everywhere at once, which they're working on, of course. But, you know, okay, so just be careful not to fall into the old patterns where you, I would say, buy into less than your worth, because that's turning lead into gold. Okay, hi from the UK. All right, so Capricorn. So this one's very in-depth. I feel like I'm being called to do some very in-depth readings today. All right, Capricorn, you get the number 11. In this card, it's called Lust. So Capricorn, there could be a new passion coming into your life, a new desire, something that you want to uphold more than anything, whatever turns you on, Capricorn. You know, this is like Leo energy, it's strength. So again, the cards are saying, well, Mars is retrograde in Leo. This can bring you a whole new strength, courage, daring, passion. It can be very good for you. And again, we shouldn't be afraid of any retrograde planets. They're actually positive energies. So it could be a new role that you love, or just taking up a new hobby. It can definitely be a new relationship for sure as well. All right, so Capricorn, let's see what you get as well. You get the number 11, which is strength. Okay, so this is the same card. This is the double whammy here. the Strength card in both decks here. 2 11s. Okay, Capricorn, you get 11 11. All right, so this card here, very different, kind of very unusual, kind of Aquarian, very unusual. You know, there's thousands of tarot decks these days. Strength, power, courage, daring, the heart, you know, opening your heart. All right, that, you know, that happens sometimes that they double up like that. All right, so Aquarius. Now Aquarius, because you're going to have to lead the way for the next 20 years, you get the Star card. Now this is the card of Aquarius, so this is really nice. The synchronicity is working live in real time. I love this card because you can use this as a meditation card where you take the position of the goddess here. She is the goddess of the outpouring of the cosmic energy of the stars. And so you would feel that you are in this position out in the stars in the universe with your right hand up. You're bringing down the cosmic energy. Notice it goes right through her heart chakra, and then she dispenses it with her left hand onto the earth. So you are the vessel, you are the vehicle, you are the star. Every man and woman a star. That's an old saying. How can you really bring in the higher consciousness that we've never truly had yet? So Aquarius, this is a huge responsibility. And Aquarius is still ruled by Saturn. We have to remember that. I do use I do use both rulerships. I think that's wise and it's balanced. I'm not a traditional astrologer, but I was taught that years ago, and I think that's a good thing to do. So not just Uranian energy, but also Saturn energy. And they balance each other out. So you don't throw out the past. You have to build on it. You can invent it. You can, you know, change it up, but you still have to honor and respect it. Okay, so Aquarius, you're the star, very literally. Okay. Somebody said 100%. Okay, thank you. All right, so Aquarius, you get the Tower. Okay, now this is Mars energy, actually. So for Aquarius, it's kind of like a lightning bolt, I would say. You're literally going to be blasted by the energy, and sometimes we need those kind of blasts to wake you up, you know, a cosmic blast. So expect that to happen, you know, the stars, the Tower, you know. So during Mars and Leo, I think you're going to get really clear about, yeah, I'm getting into this. We're really going into this age of Aquarius now. I've got to pull up my socks here. All right, so now we're at Pisces. Okay, I'm running a bit late today, so I hope you're hanging out with me still here. Okay, so Pisces, you get the card of the Sun, the number 19, the highest energy card in the deck. Pisces, this is your turn to shine. You know, Neptune is going to station in your sign, getting ready to leave Pisces after 2011, after, you know, 14, 15 years of this. It's going to take until January 2026 till Neptune finally leaves it. So this is when we're moving out of the last final karmic, most karmic degrees in the zodiac energy as Neptune crosses 29 degrees, which it's already been at, but it will be there again during 2025. So how can you bring your light shining, inspiring, and showing it? You know, this little light of mine, you have to let it shine, Pisces. You know that song, right? So that's your mantra. You got to sing that song. Okay, so Pisces, let's see what you have here. You get the number 6. This is the Lovers. Okay, so the more that you let your light, your spiritual light, your psychic light, your inner light shine, it's time for you to glow, Pisces. That's right. It's a glow up for Pisces. Okay, thank you. I just noticed that. All right, you get the number 6 here. This is the Lovers. So the more that you know, again, you embody love, unconditional love. That's what Christ, the most beautiful teachings of Christ are, that unconditional love and beautiful energy. And if the whole world just embodied that, you don't have to be Christian to embody those beautiful, universal, archetypal. He was an avatar, Christ. You know, the more that you can love yourself, heal yourself, the more that you let your light shine. We haven't really gone anywhere. We are already enlightened. That's what my Buddhist teacher taught me. You're already enlightened. We come here to love. We come here to give. We come here to inspire. And so Pisces, that is your role. So I want to thank you all for being here today. And I want to wish you all the best in the new year, for December and into the new year. And I do have some specials on if you want to go to my website, if you want to contact me. And also Yulia reminded me that they have a 20% off the membership on the CIA. They have wonderful workshops. So please join the CIA. And also, if you want a personal in-depth reading from me, you can get in touch with me at tarottarot.com. So sending you all the best blessings. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, bye-bye. So this will be recorded, and if you can watch it later if you didn't make it to the live. Okay, blessings to you all.